All right, joining us now, we have a lot of news to get to tonight. The House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes. Mr. Chairman, good to see you. The first thing I want is your reaction to Rod Rosenstein. It's a two-part question. Did he threaten to subpoena the emails of you, other members of Congress, your staffs, and other documents because he had one of his temper tantrums and got angry?
Well, Sean, it's great to see you live in Singapore. I think you should come home eventually, but I enjoy seeing you there. Listen, this has been going on since last August. We subpoenaed them last August. As you know, you've covered it every night on your show. We continue to try to get documents. We can't get documents. We've had many, what I would say, altercations with the Deputy Attorney General and his staff. What I think is inappropriate, I'm fine. I can take the heat. You can attack me all you want. I'm used to it. I enjoy it. However, when it comes to attacking staff and when staff feel uncomfortable, that's when you've gone too far. The staff are citizens of the United States who work hard for their country. They're patriots. They don't have the ability to come on television like I do and plead my case. So, look, the staff definitely have felt threatened. Just recently, the staff were all kicked out of the room. What people should be concerned about the most right now is obstruction of a valid congressional investigation by the Department of Justice. And let me explain to you just one point, and I'll go back to you, Sean. Just one simple point. We've been investigating this for a year and a half, FISA abuse and other matters. We now are at the end. We need documents to actually get to the bottom of what actually happened in this situation. They now, just in the last weeks, have kicked out the staff, the lead investigators on this. Now they've kicked out all of the House Intelligence Committee members. So the only ones they're going to provide documents to in the whole entire House of Representatives, only two Republicans, Paul Ryan, the Speaker, and myself. This is totally unacceptable. It is a classic case of obstruction of a congressional investigation. The problem we have here is who's going to investigate the investigators.
Let me ask you about one particular staffer by the name of Kash Patel. Is he the one or one of the people that got kicked out of the room, Congressman? And I really want to know, when you threaten and intimidate to use the power of that office of being the Deputy Attorney General, isn't that itself a form of obstruction? And does that raise the question of impeaching Rod Rosenstein?
Well, I will tell you, I'd rather not get into the names of the staff, okay? We have, and it's more than one. For the particular incident, there were 3 staff in the room, but there's been many other staff, I think, that have felt threatened at different levels by the Department of Justice. And look, they have not been intimidated, okay? And our members have not been intimidated. But what they've done now, you know, how do you get to obstruction? How do you get to misleading Congress? By taking this information that we've been legally asking for, a legal subpoena that we're trying to enforce, and you now move it upstairs and you say, oh, no, this is now going to be super top secret information that we're only going to give to the Gang of 8. Okay, that's what's happening here. That people in America should be alarmed. This is a way to hide information not only from the American people, but to their congressmen and to the staff that work for people.
Congressman, how do you possibly get it? And is it true that Rod Rosenstein blew up at you a number of times and that he has a horrible temper? And do you view his threat as a form of obstruction in and of itself? That's an important question, whether or not he should remain in that role.
Well, let me answer the first part. First of all, I can't do psychoanalysis on Rod Rosenstein. What I can tell you is that the behavior is unacceptable. His unwillingness to provide documents. I said this a couple weeks ago on Maria's Sunday morning show on Fox. I said, look, all you have to do, if there's no FISA abuse here, if there are no problems with the FISA application, if there were no problems, if informants or spies or whatever were run into the Trump campaign, all you have to do is show the House Intelligence Committee all of the documents, let the investigators comb through the documents, and look, we're not getting that. So what does that tell you? We would exonerate them in a second. So, you know, where does this lead from here? Tomorrow, we have this IG report coming out. I think this is going to be the first step for America and the Department of Justice and the FBI to begin the healing process. The healing process would be made much easier if we could complete that by them delivering all the documents to us. Tomorrow, they're supposed to deliver documents to the Speaker and myself. We informed every Republican member on our committee, signed a letter today to the Department of Justice to say it is totally unacceptable, an investigation that we started.
How do you stop it?
The only way we're ultimately going to stop it is there's two ways. There's two ways. One, we can hold Mr. Rosenstein and others in the Department of Justice in contempt and impeach. The other way would be for the President of the United States to demand them to order them to give us all the documents. Those are really the only two ways that we can get the documents.
The President needs to hear this message. The President needs to hear this message. But are you willing to go, sir, as far as impeaching?
Well, I'm already past. Look, I already wanted to move to contempt months ago. The Speaker of the House believes that he can work with DOJ, and we're going to continue to try to work that path tomorrow. But I can tell you that my patience has run out. I have none left. And now it's really up to the leadership of the House and the President of the United States in order to make sure that our subpoena gets complied with.
Well, we cannot have a Deputy Attorney General of the United States that is preventing Congress from doing their constitutional job and threatening people using the power of that office, which is so powerful, to intimidate, harass, and basically stifle the job your Constitution requires you to do. Mr. Chairman, thank you.